The time has come, ladies and gentlemen. The final Crimson Desert Features overview video. Number 3, Life in Pywell is here. It is here. They also, just to get this out of the way up front, they did just, as I was alerted to on YouTube chat from S35778, they did post some required like system specs for this, and they say that it's going to be 135 gigs to install. It's going to use DX12, but they're saying minimum is 16 gigs of RAM, and it runs on a 1060 or 6500 XT. If they're actually running it even at like 1080p low, that's pretty impressive. Like that's I'm color me surprised. I did not expect the minimum to be there. And then recommended being a 2080 and a 6700 XT. I mean, okay, I'm paying attention. I'm hoping that they really pull through on this. You know, seems like they're really pouring a lot into optimization. Let's see it. Real quick, I want to say thank you to our sponsor for this clip that's helping pay the bills, Bullstrap. Let's be honest, a lot of cell phone cases are ugly and they don't last. Let's just be real. It's a problem we've all faced. But that is where Bullstrap comes in. Bullstrap is the company that provides handcrafted leather phone cases and accessories that are sure to serve as conversation starters. My wife actually just upgraded her phone, and Bullstrap hooked us up with a brand new case for it. It's the brand new minimalist case in the sienna finish, and it is as beautiful as it is rugged. Not to mention, because it's made with real leather, it actually adapts the patina to the specific oils in your hands. So the longer you use it, just like with any very nice high quality leather product, it'll develop its own unique sheen. And I know because I've actually used Bullstrap products for many years. In fact, I even was using Bullstrap back in like 2020 when I worked in commercial real estate, using an iPhone day in, day out. And that case served as a great conversation starter with many clients I would go on to do deals with, which honestly is why I was like giddy when they reached out being like, hey, are you interested in us working together? I was like, bro, I've used you guys for a long time. Like I've had my wife use your cases because she's on iPhone. I love them. And so I can't recommend them enough. I've used them personally and they really are top-notch quality. Like no joke, I just checked my email and I did find from June 8th of 2020 an order for the iPhone case and the AirPods case. I've been using them for so long. Like I still have the receipt from 2020 and it's because I love them and they really are that good. So truly, I recommend them. Check them out at the link in the description box below and kit out your phone case. Give it the case it deserves. Thank you for sponsoring the video, Bullstrap. And again, links below. You ready? Let's see.
Welcome to the last Crimson Desert Features overview video. Pywell isn't just a continent of battles and exploration. It's a world where many of the smaller moments also shape your journey and make up your day-to-day life. In our final video of this feature series, we'll be taking a broader look at life in Pywell.
The Greymane Camp. Okay, to be clear, I've not watched this yet because it dropped this morning and I knew I was going to stream this. So I was like, I won't watch it. Are they straight up going to do like a settlement system? Is that what they're doing?
Your journey will be anchored by the Greymane Camp.
Like a Red Dead
a
settlement?
stretch of land in Hernand that serves as the faction's new base after Payloon is lost to the Black Bears.
Grab 'em! Sign them all!
Its beginnings may be humble, but over time, you'll be able to expand the camp with funds and resources that you acquire on your travels.
Hold on, what was that? What was that? Hold up. So,
Funds.
do you see what I'm seeing? Do they seriously have an in-game economy in this trading center where they track weekly price changes and movements? What? What? A crate containing a gun packed to meet the standard required for trading. Whether the item is currently being traded at the trading post can be checked on the map. So you can check what's available there before you travel all the way there. Okay. And then they have individual purchase price statuses with price increases
That you acquire on your travels. With these upgrades, the camp will become more than just a place to rest.
They just did They just did like the whole base building. You can build your own house. Like, okay, we've been saying for months, like, dude, every time we see it again, there's new systems. And like it kind of became a meme, like a haha, yeah, they do. But like, dude, that's literally what this is.
Here, you can prepare for the journeys ahead. Prepare meals at camp that will keep up your health,
It's about time you got hungry.
or purchase provisions from the camp vendor.
Dude, I love in-game food. I love it. It's such a vibe. Okay, so they have actual cooked meals, and then they have like the raw meat if you want to cook it yourself. Okay, okay.
You can also go a step further and produce the resources needed for cooking and crafting yourself.
I feel like we have to go slow. Bro, so they have farming, they have straight up livestock, they have base building now, settlement management.
Atomatics donated $10 through Super Chat. It looks like they're borrowing a lot of tech from BDO. This trading and market system with price tracking already exists within BDO.
Yeah, I think so. And this is what I keep bringing up. Thank you for the 10. This is what I keep bringing up to people is like, this game was being built for years as an MMO. It was revealed in 2019. Presumably they worked on it a while before that point even. So any systems that they built up for use when it was an MMO, if it works in a single player context, why not bring it over? So like the settlement stuff, which I could totally see being something inspired from like MMOs, that's something that they probably started working on back then. They're like, yeah, let's bring it over. Why not? You know, we already did all that work. It's the same thing with like the multiple playable characters in combat. I'm sure those were different classes you could choose when it was a MMO. And so it's just this kind of bizarre game where it was built with the scale of an MMO originally. All the foundational work was built like that, but then it's a single player game, which is why it's like kind of just, we don't see this kind of thing ever.
By working the camp's ranch and farm, a helpful option when resources are in short supply.
Dude, I hope there are challenge runs where it's like, hey, can you beat the game while carrying a pig on your back? Or like, how quickly do you beat this boss while moving the pig around the battle arena? You know there's gonna be crazy people who do that. Like me.
So this is all now, eh?
The camp is also the foothold for rebuilding the Greymane faction, and building it is the starting point in the journey to reclaiming the Greymane's lost homeland of Pelune. The comrades you reunite with along your journey will come here to regroup, while others will hear news of the camp and arrive of their own accord.
Dude, makes sense. Makes sense.
At Musikius 781 donated €11.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
How the F am I supposed to explore an entire game like this and have a 40 HA week job? My students will get some half-assed teaching for months after March.
You know, but that probably works out and levels out because they're also going to be distracted with this. And so it's going to equalize. Like if you only have 50% brain power to devote to the classes, they only have 50% brain power to devote to the homework. So it levels out, frankly. Honestly, I think everybody wins.
These Greymanes can take on
Hey, shout out Luke's Unite. Hell yeah. Also, shout out to Ronalds and Marius. If we have any Ronalds or Mariuses in chat. So this is a free sword, and they have stats like health, attack, defense, attack speed, movement speed, crit, hit chance, individual skills, and then they have levels associated with each of them. Okay. And then hired free swords 5. So you've previously hired 5. Okay.
several roles. They can be dispatched to locations across Pywell where missions can be found.
Okay, total reward 1K, conversion skills, free sword. It takes 2 days, 6 hours, requires 4 to 6 free swords. And it's literally, you send them here to build a statue for you. And then you get paid with this, and you have to pay out, looks like stone, wood, grain, and then I'm not sure, maybe that's just copper in order to build that out. Okay, and then this is labeled Stronghold Summary, Faction Summary, and Mission List. So individual, like your faction has individual missions like this to build out the stronghold. Okay. Okay, and then this is contribution worker, Greymane contribution. So different factions with all different workers, and then skills for particular tasks like defense and building. Okay. My brain, dude.
Having your comrades complete these missions will grant you with currency and resources such as wood and ore and materials required for cooking and alchemy.
Dude, they do the real-time building too? I freaking love that. I know it doesn't really matter, but I love worlds that change over time. Not just like, oh, it's covered in wood and now it's done, but like
Wood and ore and materials required for cooking
it starts
and alchemy.
rough hewn and then slowly gets better.
Greymanes can also be dispatched to blockaded locations and help to whittle down enemy ranks even while you're in other parts of Pywell. Your journey will inevitably take you to the villages, towns, and cities of Pywell's various regions. Here, shops and vendors offer everything from daily provisions to a range of equipment and materials. A blacksmith can forge a new weapon to replace the one you've carried since Hernand, while a tailor ensures you're properly outfitted for the journeys ahead.
Oh, your wardrobe tells your story.
But commerce is only one part of life.
I'll do the same for you someday.
He's gifting portraits and paintings from the study collection. So you can buy and collect artwork and then put it in your house, and then you can use that to gift to individuals to improve your relationship. I'm guessing with that class, so like a class of people with like
At
class being
Dogmatic
noble.
Sock-
Dude, this is blowing my mind.
At Tyler Whitney 5,335 donated $10 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
I am officially all in. I tried to hold my hype back, but this just feels generational.
Kinda. Let's take a moment, okay? Let's take a moment. All together, hold hands through the screen, deep breaths. Oh, yeah. Okay, take it in. Hype does make you stupid. It does. But this is crazy. Like, is it not? Am I taking crazy pills? Because I look at this and I'm like, what? I'm just thoroughly confused. Khalid says I farted. That's what happens when you hold your breath too long. Real quick, Ryan, thank you for the very generous 20. I'm really curious about the world scale of this game. I get the impression it's similar to Ass Creed Origins, in where that game was half of Lower Egypt. I'm trying not to get hyped to maintain level expectation, but damn. Yeah, I think it's going to be massive. I think it's going to be huge. Oh, wait, there's more, says Samir on Twitch. Yeah, that's the thing, is that we're only 3 minutes 45 into this. We're not even halfway through yet. But this is what I'm saying. So it's important to maintain level-headed expectations. There are a lot of things being demonstrated and not just claimed, but like shown here, okay? And my typical approach is to always say skepticism is maintaining a neutral position, not being convinced of something until there is sufficient evidence to believe that something, that claim. And in this case, like, they are showing us an absolutely insane amount of depth and complexity to this game. Now, I with any type of game, typically when there's this much complexity, they struggle to like run well. So that's why everybody's bringing up optimization. They struggle to come out without being monetized out the ever-loving ass, which is why there's some games with a lot of like complexity, like AC Odyssey has even like faction-based wars. It has a war system. If you haven't played that game, you may not know that, but like it has a war system based on like whether you're helping the Spartans or whether you're helping the is it Athenians? Whoever. It's crazy. Very complicated, lots of moving parts, but they balance it out and justify that expense of building that out by selling you XP boosters and all this other crap. And we haven't seen anything like that with this. It just seems like a crazy game that was built originally as an MMO, so it has that level of complexity and depth, but then it converted into a single player game. And so what you're left with is a game that there really is no comparison to, which is why I think it's important that you brought up this feels like generational, because it
At
kind of
Bloody Anvil
does.
Donated $10 through Super Chat.
It's just different.
Crimson Desert. Please be good. Please be good. Please, please be good.
Dude, for real. I think we all are where you're at, Bloody Anvil. I think we're all where you're at. Just praying. Yeah. Dear Will Powers, hallowed be thy name. Thy promises be vast and expansive. Please don't overhype, but let this game be great. I feel you. I feel you. It's crazy. Luke, I have a confession. In a moment of weakness, I pre-ordered the game. I mean, it is just crazy. It's absolutely outrageous. And you know what I'm wondering? The game comes out a month from now. Games don't typically stop marketing a month beforehand. And this is the last feature overview they have, apparently. So like, what else are they going to show us in the last month? What else do they have up their sleeve? Because like, I'm already blown away. They've blown me. I've been blown by Crimson Desert, officially.
This is for you.
Story, I mean, they've already discussed the story. The story thing is tough because I think that there's a level to which people are like, but tell us about the story. There's only so much you can say before it just starts to get like spoilers nonstop, you know? So I don't blame them for being like, yeah, we don't want to just go through in extensive detail, that type of thing. And my perspective has always been that I think this is going to be much more Breath of the Wild than it is Witcher 3. Right? Like I expect that this is going to be 90% of your time is in gameplay, 10% in narrative stuff. And I'm okay with that because of how insane the gameplay stuff looks. But that's my expectation. If it ends up having a great story, then I'm down for that. But like clearly the gameplay is where they've put a lot of the effort, you know. That's my guess. Do you think they're going to have a public demo? Didn't we ask Will about that? What did Will say? Hold on. We're going to finish it out. I just want to see what Will said in our interview. Plans for a demo. Let's ask. Okay, this is what Will said. Are there any intentions to do a demo for the game?
We'll see. I mean, that's I never want to say I never want to shut down the possibility of anything.
That's what we call a pregnant pause. That bitch was in its third trimester right there. That was a pregnant pause, bro. He's straight up crowning. Okay, that was a big pause. So I'm wondering, maybe you're right. Maybe they do have a demo. Like, maybe not. If they don't, like, okay, I can't be upset, but maybe. Demo today? No, I don't think so. I think if they were going to do a demo, it's going to be something like right before launch, just to get people to pre-order and go crazy. It would be cool to ask Will Powers how long the game has been in development. All he would say was that it was announced in 2019. I think to his point, the tough thing is that the game was announced in 2019, probably started in like 2018, 2017 or something. But the version of the game we see now started maybe in 2021. Maybe, or 2020, you know, it started after that point. So it's kind of hard to be like this version of the game started at this point, because I just think it's such a very unique situation where it was a bunch of these systems were probably built for it as an MMO and then got moved over to the single player component of it. It's absolutely crazy. Luke, I got 3 weeks paid time off from my office, already booked 3 days off for this game, dude. Can't say I blame you after what I'm seeing. Okay, you guys say there's even more. Gonna need a Crimson Desert candle to battle the Todd candle if this is all this. I mean, kinda, yeah. I'm thinking so.
Good health to you. My words of praise must seem shallow.
There are residents here who are in need of someone to hear their requests. Some may need protection from bandits. Others may ask you to deliver goods. Or help track down a missing person.
Found him.
These stories unfold alongside the region's larger tales, offering a glimpse into the everyday lives of those who live in Pywell.
This also seems to be one of the pillars of the questing design too. If you don't remember, one of the first previews done by IGN like a year and a half ago, a lot of people forgot about this one, but like years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, they did this preview where IGN described how there was like one villager who, if you approach them and receive the quest from them, they would tell you that there was this like somebody was being violent and there was a problem and there was all sorts of like red mist and smoke around them, and they were worried it was like some sort of crazy monster. And so they send you off to go search for this objective somewhere off outside of town. You can also get the other, like the quest from another quest giver who gives you more detail that, oh, I actually think they're goblins and they like throwing red poisonous smoke bombs at people. And so you can get like the same quest from different people, but they each give it to you from different perspectives and different like origin points from how they live. So a villager would be like, yeah, this is affecting me in this way, and they prompt you for the quest that way. Whereas a nobleman might be like, yeah, they stole some of my goods when they was on the whatever route outside of town. And I wonder if that's still in the game or if that's still going to be built out extensively. But yeah, this idea that like every NPC is having problems and has things that they could use help with, I think is a common thread we've seen for like 2 years at this point.
Spend a little time in these locations and soak in the atmosphere. Meet residents, both good and bad. Catch whispers of rumors from the locals, or engage in lighter diversions along the way.
Dude, they have like boxing arenas.
Rumors from the locals, or engage in lighter
Cliff versus Wandering Free Sword. I'm assuming if you beat him, you can recruit him to do stuff for you.
diversions along the way.
And then they have some sort of mini game built in. Maybe it's just straight up, maybe it's just like straight up poker or like Texas Hold'em or something. Oh no, it's something original. Interesting. Wait, what? Wait. You pickpocketed them and it popped up with crime. Again, like I said, I haven't seen this. Are you telling me that they also have like a crime system, like a wanted system? My brain.
Just be mindful of the law. Harmful actions can turn residents and guards hostile, making travel more difficult as you're forced to fight your way through, pay fines, or even serve time in jail.
Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so what they were just showing there,
Residents and
so stranger trust drops. So I'm wondering if this relationship is with this specific NPC or if this is for all NPCs of that class, like strangers in general will be distrusting of you. I wonder what that's like.
guards hostile.
Not sure, but this is what's interesting to me. So the Hernandian contribution, the contribution experience drops each and every time you're doing something that they dislike. They also have a bounty pointed up here with like the actual value of the bounty and everybody chasing you. So it seems like, you know, you can build up a massive reputation through missions and side quests, but then bad behaviors could lead to it getting significantly discounted, and then you lose those points. Maybe you lose options at sellers and shops. They don't sell things to you once you're below a certain level. That's interesting.
Travel more difficult as you're forced to fight your way through, pay fines, or even serve time in jail. Beyond the towns and
Circus.
cities, you'll also encounter people and come upon locations
Dude.
that draw you into new adventures.
The hot air balloon.
Like a town hidden away, home to some unusual residents.
I don't think. Let's move them.
Or locations that, whether through mechanical or mystical means, require fixing. So take in life apart from the battles and wilderness of Pywell and explore its towns, cities, and beyond. They can provide resources, new stories, or even just moments of levity in your journey.
Dude. Like, if they actually pull this off, if they actually do the thing. Like, talk about raising the bar and expectations. Like, just talk about that. It's because that, I mean, that's what I think this would do. It would show, like, whether you're Ubisoft, whether you are EA, whether you, whoever you are, like, they were able to do this. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. There's so much going on. It's endless. And like I said, they still have a month. What else do they still have? Like, but Luke, IGN said it's bad. Well, they said it seems like it could be bad because it's trying to do so much, which I guess is, you know.
At Johnny
They weren't that
6477
critical of
donated
Highguard, though.
$10 through Super Chat. Luke Master Flex. Without a good story, what motivates you to do anything in this huge world? Is there romance? Is there an endgame? What is the motivation? I'm not sold yet. Story.
You finished it. Story is most important. This is the thing. So I think Approved Bum actually brings up what I was going to bring up. Tears of the Kingdom, Elden Ring, etc. Completely say otherwise boss. Well, so this is the point. For some people, the story is king. Like the types of games they like, their gameplay is justified by the story. And so if the story is not compelling, they don't feel justified to go explore and to go participate in side quests and stuff, which is totally fine. Like that's how many players are. That's totally fine. Other games though do exist, which end up popping off and doing very, very well. And people love them, like an Elden Ring, like a Breath of the Wild, where like story, let's be honest, is not really the priority. I know some people get triggered when I say like Elden Ring doesn't really have a narrative, but are we really going to pretend like it's a narrative focused game? No, I think that game is very much about the gameplay, and that's where it excels. And because the story, because the gameplay rather, is so good, the fact that it doesn't really have a story, even though I love story stuff and narrative games, I had one hell of a time in Elden Ring. I still play it regularly. Shout out Seamless Co-op mod. If you've not played it with that, you got to play it with your friends. Dude, it's great. But that's a topic for a separate video. What I'm saying is that not every game has to have a super compelling narrative. But as with all things, you have to balance it out. You can't have mediocre gameplay and a mediocre story, or maybe an uninteresting gameplay loop and then like an uninteresting story, and expect anybody to be compelled. But if you have an uninteresting story or it's not a focus at all, it's just good enough and phenomenal gameplay, I'm still in, you know. You may not find that loop compelling, you may not find that interesting enough. That's totally fine. But there are people like myself, and I think a lot of people in chat, for example, who do find that motivating, and the sense of exploration and adventure is enough by itself. Because you could ask the same question where you're like, why would you go explore an Elden Ring? Why would you go explore that corner of the map? And the answer really is that because there might be something cool there. There might be a cool boss fight there. And that's enough to get you to spend 20 minutes trying to figure out what's over there, you know? Other players are different, and that's okay. And frankly, if you're looking at this and you're like, I just don't see a story that's going to motivate me to play, that's totally fine. Totally fine. It may not be for you, but oh baby, if you're a player who can be motivated by gameplay almost exclusively, then it seems like this is going to have plenty for you to figure out. From what I've seen, again, my impression is that it'll probably have a pretty meaty prologue. My prediction is that it's going to probably have a long prologue that's kind of slow and dry. And then once it opens up fully and the open world opens up to you, I think that's when it's just going to be overwhelming and it's going to be very, very good at that point. But I'm expecting kind of a slow start to it. But once you're through that slow start, I think the story kind of takes a back seat and it becomes focused on these dynamic systems, and that's where it really will excel.
Cooking will be one of your essential activities.
Oh, in-game food.
Food can replenish or temporarily strengthen your health, spirit, and stamina, giving you the edge in exploration or battle. Along your travels, you'll find bonfires and cooking recipes that allow you to prepare hearty meals.
Fishing.
Fish.
Dude, there's flamingos. Did we know that before? I didn't know that. I don't remember that. That's insane. That's outrageous. Also, we just learned in the other video that they did that there's 5 regions to the game, and just one of them is the Crimson Desert. That's just a fifth of the game. It's like, oh, sure, of course, cool, yeah. At this point, I really shouldn't be surprised when there's one more thing, because if they were doing one of those Apple showcases for Crimson Desert, it'd be like, you get to the end of the showcase and they're like, but wait, there's 332 more things. And then they proceed with this marketing campaign. It's blowing my mind.
Fishing and hunting will provide the ingredients these recipes
It's got a
require.
ghillie suit.
While items like flowers and insects can be used in alchemy to brew medicines that enhance your combat capabilities. Other activities, like mining and gathering, will also yield materials for crafting and upgrading your equipment. You can also craft more advanced and specialized tools with valuable resources you uncover on your journey.
You learn by actually reading the book. I have to read.
Shaping your daily life in Pywell also extends to customizing your character.
I mean, that's cool. I'm glad. I expected them to just be like, nope, it's Cliff. It's just Cliff. But they're letting you change hair. It looks like hair, beard, eyebrows, face tattoos, body tattoos, and stuff. You can see the little inspirations from like Red Dead. You know, you see them all over the place. That's crazy. I feel like both Elden Ring and Expedition 33 follow the same philosophy that we found out. God is evil, just on different worlds, different takes of how to make a game. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to reread that. My brain broke.
At camp, you can adjust hairstyles and tattoos.
I'm sorry, I was about to say. This is gonna get me in trouble.
Also extends to customizing your character.
It's like, look, you can have hair, so everybody thinks you work at Kotaku. It's okay. I think I'm funny. I'm okay with that.
At camp, you can adjust hairstyles and tattoos, as well as your outfits using dyes.
Dude, they let you dye the clothes
A wide
too?
variety of dyes can be discovered throughout the world or brewed through alchemy. So experiment with the different color combinations available.
It's actually ridiculous. Like, just having cosmetics is great. Letting you dye the individual cosmetics, bro, like...
And that wraps up the Crimson Desert Features Overview series.
Oh, dude, the
We've
rain
explored
looks
Pywell
good.
and its stories and characters, the combat and progression, and the activities that make up life in Crimson Desert. We hope that this series has given you a better understanding of the game. Thank you for watching,
The trees
and we'll
and
see you in Pywell.
Hard? Yeah. Throbbing? Pulsating? All of it, frankly. If it, like, seriously, let's just think hypothetically, okay, for a second. Let's break this down. If everything they are showing, dude, mech customization, you're right. I didn't even mentally process. I'm so overwhelmed. They allow you to fully
So
customize
experiment with
the individual pieces of the mech. Like what?
At Alibot 5544 donated 100 Norwegian kroner through Super Chat. We are not touching grass again, folded hands.
No, I don't think so. Why would you? This game has grass. It has enough. I'm going to be real, guys. So let's just think in hypotheticals for a second, okay? Let's think in hypotheticals. If what they've shown is real and works. I think forgive me, I don't remember who said it, but somebody in chat said this feels generational. If they can execute on everything they're showing, it does feel generational, meaning I think that this would fundamentally change player expectations and player demands from single player games like these big open world games, because it has so much in terms of scope, but then it also seems to be bringing in a lot of depth with it as well. And it's just wild. And there's even like things that they didn't really discuss much at all. Like, remember the in-game like economy stuff? They didn't really talk about this.
Funds and resources that you acquire on your travels.
Like, they just blew right past it because there's so much other stuff to talk about. But like, seriously, they're showing an in-game graph of the price change week to week, you know? Like, that's wild. So it makes me wonder, like, how do you benefit from that? How do you take advantage of this? Is this one of those things where like it's very cyclical, just like a sine wave? Does that mean that you gotta, oh, I really want to buy this, but I think I'm gonna wait till it's cheaper. So I'm gonna come back in whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks or something, and I'll buy it then because it's gonna go back down. Maybe it's something like that, or maybe there's other things like the faction reputations that affect that curve and bring it down. I don't know. If somebody in chat has played Black Desert Online and seen what their like in-game economy stuff is like, please let me know, because I'm genuinely interested. I'm just not familiar with it, because this seems crazy that, you know, they're even tracking individual percentage increases for each and every single one of these goods from week to week. Like, that's wild. I think the more you sell / buy, the price changes. So it's just scaling on based on demand and how much you're engaging with them. Okay. You can be a whole stockbroker for goods and manipulate the market if this is done well. Yeah, for real. Thank you, Melissa. Are you more excited for GTA 6 or Crimson? I'm gonna be real. I don't know if excited is the right word. I'm like, it's basically intrigue. I'm so thoroughly intrigued by what they're doing here, because like, I think if they do everything that they've shown, it is going to be a literal game changer. It's going to be one of those beats where there's a before Crimson Desert and an after Crimson Desert, you know, where people are going to point back to this and be like, well, why doesn't Elder Scrolls 6 have this system? Because Crimson Desert did this really well when they did that. Like, I think it'll change it. If they don't have all of this working, the blowback will be generational as well, because expectations are pretty sky high. But again, I just go back to what I said earlier. They still have a month. Like, what other tricks do they have up their sleeve? You know, I will say Will distinguished something interesting to me. He was like, to be clear, this is like PR. So press relations. So it's the interaction with the media, people like me to talk about the game and discuss it. He said marketing hasn't even really begun yet. So my interpretation of that is that what they're doing now is they're laying out all of the pieces, and then, you know, they're painting the picture, and then they're going to go and share the picture with everybody through the marketing campaign. And so they've probably shared close to everything they want to share. And now it's going to be about commercials, promotion, that type of thing, to really push it out there, which is just, I mean, it seems pretty insane that they still have a lot. So they may not have more to reveal. It might just now be more about sharing it with everybody, but still, I'm blown away. The 300 gig download, though, I think they said 125. And again, after all of this that we've seen, again, just to go back to this, they shared the minimum specs on Steam. They say this thing runs on minimum on a 1060. Overall, I mean, again, I'm just thoroughly impressed. I'm very, very intrigued by everything they've shown. I just want to try it. Like, I just want to try it. It's just thoroughly impressive to me. But like I said, my expectation for the game is that it's got so much going on, it probably takes a little while to get going, because that tends to be the case for big games like this. So I'm guessing that probably the first 3 to 5 hours are pretty slow. It's a lot of, you know, the prologue, setting the stage narratively, and then it's going to open up completely to you, and it's just going to be overwhelming at how lost people can get. But I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. And like, dude, again, I just can't get over some of the random stuff that they show, like the in-world improvements and upgrades to this stuff, where like they literally carve the statue with in-game time passing. Like, that's so crazy cool to me. I love that stuff. The full settlement system, farming. Presumably they also show animals. So like presumably livestock is also something you're farming and maintaining. Like, that's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Imagine the DLC. Well, so this is one of the things that's been rumored, okay? One of the things that's been rumored is that the CEO said during an earnings call, granted it was in Korean. I do not speak Korean, so I'm relying on translations. But reportedly, the CEO suggested that they could be bringing multiplayer after launch at some point, because again, the engine supports it,
Atomatics donated $10 through
which would
Super
be
Chat.
wild.
In BDO, trading is a life skill where you can have horses and wagon that you can craft, train, etc. You buy items in one town and sell it in another. The prices have trends like shown. This is all in
It's all in BDO. Interesting. I might have to do some research and deep dive into the economy systems there. That's really cool. Thank you for letting me know. Have you seen the Spider-Man Noir trailer? Yes. I love Nicolas Cage. I love Nicolas Cage. One time in high school, to troll my sister, she said that she kept seeing people that looked vaguely like Nicolas Cage. And so I went and got on my dad's computer and printed out like 50 pictures of Nicolas Cage's face, all about, this big. And I cut them out and then I hid them in all of her school books and then other books on her bookshelf, and frankly forgot about it. And over the next like 5 years, every once in a while, I get a text of like, found another one. I recommend you do that to people you care about as well. Yeah, it's a funny little gag, frankly. So anyway, Shadow Crimson Desert, my mind is blown. It's blown. So I can't wait to see more, and I want to play it. So there you go.
He took my thing.